So today we're going to look at true prayer and the ladder of prayer and how we get there, how we get to the top of the ladder. But what is prayer? All our thoughts actually are prayer. We are manifesting with our thoughts all the time. But which teacher are we praying with? That's the question. The ego or the Holy Spirit? Which do we rely on for our source of supply? Something in the world that's constantly changing, like our career or job or our abilities, our talents. Do we rely on those? Or do we rely on Spirit? Right. Which is changeless. You know, the things in our world are always changing. Can we rely on that? Whereas Source Spirit is changeless and eternal. And really the whole course is teaching us that this is what we can rely on. And I think one of the most important things to learn about this praying is that there is a ladder of prayer. You know, I think in religious terms, and many parents teach their children to pray for whatever they want in their life. Pray for a boyfriend, pray for more money, pray for a sunny day, you know, whatever it is that you want to pray for. And we're taught to pray for specifics. And in the deepening, we weren't praying for specifics. We were praying for peace, for letting go of specifics. However, and this is where I think A Course in Miracles is very helpful, but also where a lot of students misunderstand it. At the lower levels of prayer, we usually ask for specifics, and is always out of a sense of lack. So we believe that we lack something, so we've been praying for it to come into our lives. However, asking for specifics makes them real. Right? So why would we ask the Holy Spirit or Source for specifics? Spirit doesn't know anything about specifics. God doesn't know anything about specifics. So why are we praying for specifics? And the reason that we might start there is because that's where we think we are. You know, when you're on a ladder, you can't jump steps. You can't jump to the top of the ladder. So we start at the bottom. In English we say the rungs, bottom rungs of the ladder, bottom steps of the ladder. So asking the Holy Spirit or Jesus for specifics is extremely helpful at the bottom of the ladder, where students need to believe in the fairy tale of God helping them in the world. See, it's all happening in our mind. God isn't really giving us specifics here. But since we think in specifics, we need to ask for specifics at the bottom. Right? Because, and this is very important, it gets us on the right ladder with the right teacher. So, Holy Spirit, please help me get more money. For example, we could say that. So now we're on the right ladder with the right teacher. At least we're asking the Holy Spirit. As we move up the ladder, however, this asking becomes counterproductive. As we rise up the ladder, asking for specifics is not helpful, because it becomes an ego defense against the experience of God's love. When we're looping around in specifics, we block out the love.
Is this the course you're reading from there?
Yeah. Oh, this is actually Ken.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is Ken. But we have to do it in stages. So we start at the bottom when we start working with a course. We operate where we think we are, so we can ask for specifics. But just to know that this is only at the beginning. And pretty soon we need to let go of asking for specifics. And what we need to do is do what we did in the deepening, is to ask for remembering that we already have it, that we already have everything that we need, so that we can experience that. As we ascend, we increasingly recognize that the Holy Spirit is only a symbol. Even the Holy Spirit is an illusion, just like forgiveness is an illusion. But it's an illusion that helps us come out of the illusion. Asking for specifics pushes you back into the illusion. It's only a symbol, and that God is not present in the dream. So pretty soon we need to start asking the Holy Spirit to help us experience peace and love and our natural state. So what is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the memory of God's love that we brought into the dream with us. Just a moment ago I said it's a symbol, it's actually an illusion. But it's a term used for that which we brought into the dream with us, that we remember of heaven. Tiny wisp of a memory. It's that wisp of a memory that keeps pulling us, this longing for home, this longing for heaven, even though we might be scared of it, Lara. There is something pulling us. Why do we keep searching? Yeah, the ego says, no, you got this urge to search, so search, but I'm going to make you search in the wrong area. So you stay exactly where you are. But it's this pulling, this longing, which is the Holy Spirit, or the memory of heaven that pulls us. So the Holy Spirit is the memory of God's love that we brought with us into the dream. It is an abstract presence that shines in our right mind. Now, there are two schools of thought. Some people take the Course in Miracles literally, and some take it metaphorically. I go with Kenneth Wapnick's way, which is the metaphorical way. The one that takes it literally says that the Holy Spirit is real and acts in the world. Whereas Ken's interpretation is that the Holy Spirit is an abstract presence, this memory that we brought into the dream. It's like the sun shining in our right minds. And when the sun shines, we feel better. We make better decisions. When we are in our right minds, we translate that abstract presence into specific forms of expression that we can accept here. So our only job is to get to our right minds. Everything else then flows. And we do that by standing above the battlefield and saying no to the ego. And we are now in our right minds. When you say no to the ego, you are in your right mind. You can't hover between the two. So our job is always to say no to the ego. And then you're in your right mind. So this quote, the secret of true prayer is to forget the things you think you need. Now we're looking at the top of the ladder. This is to forget the things you think you need. You overlook your specific needs as you see them and let them go into God's hands. What could his answer be but your remembrance of him? This is really what we want, to remember heaven, to remember God. Can this be traded for a bit of trifling advice about a problem of an instant's duration? True prayer is asking for the whole song, not the little problems that we have in the world. God answers for all eternity. But the last bit of this sentence, but still all little answers are contained in this. This is very important. We ask for the whole song, but all the little answers are contained in the answer. You know, I said, when you're in your right mind and you experience the sun shining, you'll know what to do. You'll know what to say. All the little answers are contained in this sunshine. So let's ask for the sunshine. Let's ask for the experience of love and peace. And all little answers are contained in that sense of peace. You know what to say, you know what to do, you know where to go. How do these answers come? How do they look? These answers often come in the form of inspiration. You suddenly get an idea. We get excited about something. And we will simply know what to do in any situation. Inspiration. The word inspiration means in spirit. By joining with spirit, the answer is given us. These answers can also come in the form of synchronicities. Things just showing up. I've had so many synchronicities. The more peaceful I get, the more they happen. So these answers can also come in the form of synchronicities or prompts from other people. Like my early prompts, this lady told me 3 times, Douglas, you need to get yourself rebirthed. I didn't know anything about spiritual journeys. This is 31 years ago. I was being prompted. I couldn't hear the prompts. I wasn't ready. I didn't know what prompts meant in those days. But when people start telling you things, or things show up on the news, or wherever else, the universe is telling you what to do next. Buy gold, or go and have a rebirth, go and join this course, whatever it is. People will tell you so often before you know. Because we are of one mind, our minds are joined, we are connected, even in this separated state, because it is only one mind. So how does prayer and forgiveness go together? Well, forgiveness is really, well, prayer is part of forgiveness. When we watch our mind and ask to see peace instead of this, that is the prayer. Please help me see this differently. Please help me see peace instead of this. That is prayer. That's what forgiveness is. Prayer is a way of asking for something, but the only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness.
The only meaningful prayer is what?
The only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness, praying for forgiveness. Because those who have been forgiven or experienced forgiveness have everything, right? The prayer for forgiveness is nothing more than a request that you may recognize what you already have. See, we already have peace, we already have love, we just blocked it. Please help me see peace instead of this, is that prayer. Please let me experience my natural state. And finally, the song of prayer. True prayer is the song of love, the joining with God and asking for what is already given. The song of love is just singing with God, somehow. Like forgiveness, true prayer is also an illusion. Yet it is an illusion that leads out of the illusion of separation and gives us an experience of true abundance.